So I'm going to tell you about that time that I actually heard the sounds of I Am Legend in real life. It all starts with a well-planned trip to Panama to visit another friend. So I'm going to Panama with my friend that I usually travel with. Right before we were supposed to leave, maybe a week before we were supposed to leave, my friend from Panama phones in and she says, "Hey, there's a bus strike going on, but it's not a big deal. Just wanted you to be aware. People here are very nice. It's probably nothing." So I had been in a bus strike in Nicaragua, and that was not the case there. And I was like, scary. There were like SWAT cars, and because I don't know what they call them there, and people were really upset in that Nicaragua bus strike. And we had just dropped off a friend at the airport, so we were in the main city in the middle of it all. So I'm like, been there, done that. I'm straight. We're gonna go to Costa Rica first, and then we'll go to Panama, so we can like wait out this bus strike, right? So we get to Costa Rica, everything's great. We stay on the beach, it's beautiful. We tour a rainforest. The tour guide showed us sloths and all sorts of animals. He even imprinted a tattoo on me from this special plant that like spews out this white dye on your skin, and it was really cool looking. Let's see. He also told us about this manzanillo tree, and it makes you like break out in a rash or something. My friend and I, we stay on the beach and we're chilling, and we decide to sit under this tree. I don't think we knew it was a manzanillo tree, and we're just relaxing. And then later, I'm like, "Are you itching?" And my friend's like, "Yeah, are you itching?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're both itching." And it turns out we sat under the tree. Okay, quirky thing that happens while you travel. No big deal, it's just a rash. Put some calamine lotion on it and keep going. So we get back to our hotel, and now we've got to figure out how we're going to get from Costa Rica to Panama, right? So I want to fly. It's quick. I just want to get it done. But it is more expensive. So my friend, since it was so expensive, she wanted to take the bus because it's less expensive and it's more scenic. And we just were both set in our ways on this. We could not come up with an agreement. So I go to sleep and I'm angry because I'm like, there's no way I'm taking a 12-hour bus from Panama or from Costa Rica to Panama, and I've only got 2 days. That's a whole day I've wasted. So I'm kind of stuck in my ways, and I was just like, no, I'm not taking the bus. Nah, 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 whatever, right? So in the middle of the night while I'm asleep, I get awoken by this sound, and it's like, and then all of a sudden, and I'm like, earthquake! And so I wake my friend up. I'm like, hey, we're in an earthquake. And she's like, what do you do in an earthquake? It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. And she goes back to sleep. But then she wakes up again and looks out, the balcony to see if anybody else is shaken, as freaked out as I am. I'm apparently the only person that's never been in an earthquake before. I don't think she has either, but whatever. Don't know. So as she goes back to sleep peacefully, I'm in a panic and I'm packing my clothes. I've packed my clothes and I'm trying to get some sleep. And so as soon as I try to go to bed, I hear this noise. Okay, those are called howler monkeys, right? Yeah, yeah. That noise sounded like something out of I Am Legend, and it scared the life out of me. I was just like, what is that? The monkeys were upset, the birds were upset, it was a lot of noise going on, and that's what it sounds like. Okay, I might keep that in there, I might take it out, I'm not sure. That was corny, whatever. So, that was the part about the monkeys. But then there's the whole other how are we going to get there part. So I don't care how we get there at this point. I'm just ready to go. So we take the bus, 12-hour bus with no bathrooms. Like I said in my last video, I cannot hold it very long. So we had one pit stop. I think it was like in the middle of it. And then we got back on the bus, and by the time we got to the Panamanian and Costa Rican border, it was dark, and I was a little intimidated. Foreign country, I don't know Spanish, dark, you know. But my friend was there. She knows Spanish fluently, and we have to get directions. So we get to the customs line, right? And the customs line, you know how in Michigan, there's like this long line to get into Canada, and you can't really see Canada. You know it's there, but customs is blocking it. It was not the case for Panama and Costa Rica. You could literally look, oh, over there, there's Panama while you're in Costa Rica. Oh, it's only, 500 feet away. You can see it, right? It's there. So here's the thing about customs in, where am I? Customs in Costa Rica. We go to one building, and it's just this little building. It looks like a ticket booth, like when you old school movie theater ticket booth, or like when you're buying tickets at will call at a box office. Looks like a box office, right? So we're like, yeah, here's our passports. We like to pass over to Panama. And he's like, oh no, you got to get your passport stamped at this other building and then come back to this building. And we're like, okay. So it's dark, and this border is like really crazy because it's got all these cars going in different directions. It's roundabouts. It's dark. He's giving us directions. There are no street names. You're just kind of like, take a left at the big foot sign and then go up 10 paces and it'll be on your right kind of directions, right? So we finally get to the second building where we can get our passport stamped. So then we go back to the first building and he's like, oh, well, you don't have a return ticket. You only have a one-way ticket out of, I forgot the technicality, but either way, we had to get a return ticket and print it out on the border at night in an international border, right? So I'm like, where are we gonna find an area to go on a computer? Because this is before we had smartphones. Print out a ticket and show it to somebody. I mean, what? So there happened to be an internet cafe nearby. Honestly, I don't remember how we got there. In my memory, it's just like we just popped and we were in an internet cafe. So we're at this random internet cafe at the Costa Rican Panamanian border, and we print out our tickets. Then we come back down and show the man that we're not going to live in Panama or Costa Rica forever. We're actually going to go back to the States or whatever. Excuse me. And then at this point, my emotions are just, I'm teeming because I'm like, we should have just took the plane. I don't know why we had to go through all this to take this stupid bus, and I'm just mad, right? So I'm like talking to myself out loud because I figure nobody can understand me anyway, and I'm having a pity party out loud. I can't believe this, blah, 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 blah. And I'm walking down the street. I'm pacing back and forth. It was a sight to see. And so this cute little Panamanian or Costa Rican woman in her high heels, looking like she about to go to the club, walks past me and is like, and she laughs so daintily at me. And then I just look at her like it was something out of a cartoon or something, like, whatever. Like, okay. So then we finally, so that happened while my friend was getting directions for the other bus we have to take. Very, very short bus ride, to Panama. So we literally walk over to the border, I think, or do we take a taxi? One or the other. It's not a complicated process, terrain-wise, to get from Costa Rica to Panama. You can literally just walk over or take a cab over or something. I don't remember what we did. We finally get a bus to David, Panama, and our friends are waiting with lots of empathy and stuff for our journey. And it turns out the bus strike really wasn't a big deal. We could have just went straight there. Could have saved ourselves a lot of trouble. But I never would have heard what a howler monkey sounded like, and I never would have known what Will Smith felt like in the movie I Am Legend. So hey, made for a good story. Thanks for watching.